All right, welcome back, everybody. We have the potential final round of Wet Rats versus Four Funners. In the time that did pass, we saw Wet Rats pick up two quick ones as Okeanos goes for a peek in a garage, dashes out of that situation, and gets punished for re-peeking there. Getting greedy, Four Funners are answering back pretty aggressively.
Yeah, they definitely are. Retro, not in a great position here. Can't win that one out. And it's looking like Four Funners are just going to run this one over. I was just about to say, Gucci came up absolutely massive with things lately. But yeah, they completely shut that one down. The Four Funners are not out of this one just quite yet. It's now 9-12, but yeah. During those rounds, what we actually saw happen was Gucci just popped off. Had that overdrive in hand, secured himself at 3 or 4K, and then as a result was just able to run things down. Gucci starting to get the hang of Neon's abilities, and at a very crucial period in time. So we are going to be seeing, this is going to be a round where still we're going to be having buys coming in for both of these teams, but the Wet Rats, they just need one more. And as soon as they get that one, they will secure their spot into the semifinals. Four Funners don't want to give that one up just quite yet. Got to play with a little bit more tempered aggression in order to make sure that they get something. But ZK is big with a pick onto Joe. Blinding.
Blind out, ZK, great shots.
You're kidding.
Beautifully done. Gets blinded himself, is still tucked into the cubby though, and is ready to push out, but Shiro ready to clap back. Beautifully done. 3v4 critical, holding down long range with Gucci helping him out. Spoof though, just that much better at that range. Comes out on top, but not without missing a couple limbs.
He only has 18 HP left. Meanwhile, the Wet Rats, they've still got 3 of their members alive. That's the problem with Haven, though. There's 3 palm sites. The Four Funners, no matter which site they take, they're going to have a numbers advantage, assuming they push in together. It looks like they will be favoring that A site, and they're going to be walking into Okeanos. It's going to be a tough one, though. Okeanos hanging out in heaven.
Checking his corners, doing it due diligence. It's just what you have to do at the end of the day. Wet Rats have spread themselves thin across the map, but do have the chamber kind of just hanging out towards that A site. They do realize the aftershock has come out. The fault line going to connect onto Okeanos up in heaven. Plant going down. Good on the peak. No dash there. Drops onto the site. Behind him. Spoof. Gets his ankles broken there as Wet Rats take it 2-0 in this best of 3 and will be moving forward. Really well done.
Oh, absolutely. What a series coming in from the Wet Rats. Once again, playing with such confidence, such swagger, if you will. Oh man, that made me sound old saying it out loud. But still, they were looking so clean on things. Not afraid to just kind of get in there and have fun and just frag out. And you could tell the Four Funners were just not ready for that. The Four Funners were able to match their tempo for a little bit and play a little bit more aggressively into kind of slowing down their pushes, but overall the Wet Rats were just dominating the tempo of that entire game, and as a result they're going to be winning and advancing to our semifinals.
Beautifully done, like you mentioned, just taking control of the game, and that's with Gucci on a pick that he was clearly not comfortable on. Trying not to make fun of him here, but obviously he was very cognizant of that, and the Wet Rats were having a lot of fun with that pick as well, running it down and finding value eventually, right? Like you said, with that Neon ulti, eventually getting 3 or 4 for their troubles. But overall, the Wet Rats just played it so well and had so many great moments, but you gotta shout out Spoof from the Four Funners, right? Just so consistently good.
Yeah, Spoof was consistently finding frags. I questioned the Killjoy pick because Spoof looked really good with the chamber, but was really making this Killjoy work. Oh no, it's okay, Retro picks up the kill there. Spoof, once again, fragging out for the Four Funners, despite the fact that they were just on Killjoy. Not afraid to take duels, not afraid to just try and make that one work, and it was looking close for a little bit, but unfortunately for Four Funners, they're going to be eliminated for the tournament as the Wet Rats continue to advance forwards. Oh boy. This is getting spicy, and we are going to be now moving into the semifinals matches. But before we do that, I just want to remind everybody to take your candy game to the next level with a pack of Mike and Ike Original, or the Mike and Ike Megabex. The delicious, fruity, chewy flavors will help fuel your game and power you up to keep playing at your best. Power up with Mike and Ike. You know, you can get some popcorn too. Maybe have a couple controllers there. But more importantly, just have those Mike and Ikes ready for you just to snack on in between the matches here. So we're going to be getting the bracket up. And just like that, Zero Marksman Black are going to be facing Wet Rats next. course, we've got Oxygen Academy in the top. Oxygen Academy, a very good practice team. Won some of these online qualifiers as well. And they're going to be facing the winner of the, Native Black or the E-Girl Fan Club matchup. So we're getting closer and closer towards our finals. We're going to be throwing to a quick break, but when we return, we're going to have one of the semifinals matches ready to go. We'll see you guys just on the other side.
One of the reasons that I wanted this lesson with Super Ukuma is because I felt like I had reached kind of like a plateau with my gameplay.
I tend to teach more of a way of understanding the game, more than just, oh, you need to work on this, you need to work on that.
He showed me this diagram that was pretty simple, and it was kind of something that I was aware of instinctually, but when you kind of like visualize it, it helped me gain a deeper understanding of the game.
I gotta say, I've been having a lot of fun doing it. It's been very enriching, and it's helped me a bit. I've learned a few things doing coaching.
You should definitely try Metafy if you're looking to level up your game.
Spaceship.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerd Street Chicago Valorant LAN for Summer Champs. It's myself, Mark Scassing, alongside Jim Vasco. And Jim, we're starting to move our way closer and closer to the finals. We are now going to be in the semifinals, and the match that we have ahead of us is going to be a little bit of a banger. It's Oxygen Academy going up against Native Black. We saw Native Black earlier, but uh-oh, Jim, this is Oxygen Academy. Oxygen Academy look really darn good.
Scary to say the least. Native Black looked fantastic earlier, and of course they have fought their way tooth and nail to the semifinals where we have found ourselves now. But OXG Academy coming to this one with a bit of prestige, with a bit of reputation behind them. So definitely something to be afraid of, but also a welcome challenge at the same time. I think this Native Gaming roster have a lot to prove, and they definitely are here to show that, hey, they're here to play, right? Going down 13-5 earlier, coming back 15-13, and then winning that series. They've got the endurance that it takes, and it looks like we're going to be going to some of our favorite maps to start things off.
Oh man, it's like George Lucas said, it's poetry at this point, because we're going to be headed back to Ascent, Oxygen Esports' first map pick, and then we're going to be going to Native's pick of Haven. The two maps that have more or less just kind of been the entirety of this Chicago LAN, if I'm being completely honest with you, at least from the broadcast side of things. So we're going to be starting out on Ascent, and we've talked a lot about on Ascent, but I'm going to be honest, I really like this Oxygen Academy squad coming into Ascent. I think that they are incredibly well practiced on it, and on top of that too, aren't afraid to try new things out, especially too with Fade bringing into the mix. I have seen Oxygen Academy run Fade before, so hopefully cool things will happen here. And once again, they're all thriving off of the LAN energy. Oxygen Academy have previously participated in some of the open qualifiers online and have looked honestly pretty amazing. So now that they're in LAN, they're hanging out with each other, just fragging out on the same server. I imagine that that energy is going to be an even bigger motivational boost for them to continue to move things into potentially the finals of the Chicago LAN.
I'm just excited, man. This is gonna be a tense match, and honestly, probably one of the most anticipated ones of all day. Other than Zeo, Marksman, Black, I think these are some of the top 3 squads that we have in contention for today. We kind of expected Jet Diff to make it much further than they did, but of course they got clapped by a team that was a force to be reckoned with themselves, right?
Wet Rats, yeah, they were honestly looking. The Wet Rats, a team of a bunch of players who know each other and honestly do pretty well, I know that they're like looking for teams to sign them. So you know that they're bringing in the talent, they want to showcase something, and that's why they're able to eliminate teams like Jet Diff. Just, you know, they've got something to prove.
They definitely do, and I'm hopeful for these guys. I have this weird sort of anxiety about this match too, because even though I'm not playing in it, we know OXG Academy are leading the way, leading the leaderboard across all NSG events and just performing consistently, right? This is no joke. OXG Academy always shows up when they need to. Native Gaming Black are a newer roster, and there's a lot of credible names on that team. They've made their statements throughout the day so far, but this will be like the David and Goliath match that they really need to take their game to the next level.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself, because Oxygen Academy, they've been making the circuit beyond NSG. They've been participating in as many tournaments as they possibly can to try and make sure that they've got their strategies down. Got the stats up open here, and specifically on Ascent, they have a 74% win rate. They've played this map over 100 times. They are very well practiced, and that's the reason why they're going to be taking us to it first. Very different lineups coming out from both of these squads. Jim, what do you think?
Not too bad. Honestly, it's going to be the KJ and the chamber being the difference here. Cutler, though, we've seen him wreck some face on that chamber, so I'm not mad at him for that. And of course, we know KJ's setups on Ascent are elite, right? We know she can lock down sites entirely by herself, so interesting swaps for both of them. I like Cutler's pick and I like Rustin's pick, so overall, it's a mirror on every other front, so it's really going to come down to a game of wits, strats, and skill, and honestly, who can aim better as Oxygen Academy on the attack. Start things off with a fierce force over towards A, but Whitmer and Cutler have something else to say for them.
Yeah, of course, it would be Whitmer and Cutler. These two, when playing together, are able to just secure all the kills without even losing one of them before they take 3 down. A great start for them. Morgan, a great position here, but Rustin has found the headshot. Opening this one up, it's still 2v3. They have taken that spike more to mid, though.
Last player standing.
Great shot by Cutler, already bringing so much value with that headhunter into this round. And nerfed. Now in a weird spot in a 1v3. He does have the spike still, so you love to see it. Only has a classic, not even a ghost to his name. A little awkward of a position to be in, but if he picks up one, that'd be nice. Houston on the flank, nerfed, has made it onto the site.
Yeah, Houston went completely undetected. So this is going to be the spike down unless Houston pops out. Oh, okay, never mind. Spike not down. A great first round from Native Black, and that is the Whitmer-Cutler difference that you're seeing right there. The two players are just so... They just play off each other incredibly well, holding such good angles, and it's that Jet Chamber synergy that has really helped Native Black secure their spot here in the semifinals. We just got it showcased, and now they're going to be just buying up. Of course, Whitmer just sticking with the Ghost, but the rest of the team, Houston going for a Bulldog, same with Morg. Adrenaline going to be bringing in a Spectre, and I imagine Cutler probably just going to stick with the Headhunter. Just Cutler gets those shots, you know?
I'm a little scared, man. I'm a little scared. Native Black, they do have the lead right now, and of course on the defense. First round is pretty important. They are on a eco on the side of OXG, and they're able to find one as Morg returns for 2, evening things up 3-on-3. Great picks from Oxygen Academy, though. Honestly, not sure how they even found so much value there, but Nerfed has made it so deep into enemy territories that this could just throw Native Black for a curveball.
Oh, Cutler, though, secures the spike. That's absolutely massive, because now they have to go back and potentially deal with that. Redux good for 1. The duel against Cutler. Wait for a little bit of support. Gets taken out. Now, this is just up to 1, but still, a pretty darn good round for Oxygen Academy thus far. We'll get quite a few picks here, but wow, look at that flick. That was unbelievable. Cutler setting off that round number 2. Still, though, 3 of their members went down, which means that they're going to have to rebuy into this round. And Jim, I think Oxygen Academy are going to have more than enough to be able to buy up.
Oh, they're going to be big chillin'. They've got a lot of money. Of course, Native are on the bonus round now, so classic. If you're not familiar with what a bonus round is, after your 2 buy rounds, you do have a lot of money, and you know that the enemy's going to be purchasing full guns. So you kind of just make sure that you can buy for the next round, do a little bit of economic damage by eliminating some of the enemies, and then purchase on the 4th round instead. So Native chilling, setting up 3 in mid, getting pretty aggressive through mid. Whitmer already all the way up, is about to head into Link. Little does he know, Rustin's not in the smoke, so they're going to be ships passing the night. Rustin holding the smoke. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Whitmer and Rustin. And they just spot each other, and Whitmer comes out on top. Doesn't even take a shot of damage. Picks up the Elder Flame Vandal and is out of it, baby.
Not a good start for Oxygen Academy. They are starting to stabilize themselves, though. Looking for it. Spotted out Houston. Houston in the back only does have a sheriff, but the reinforcements are here. Paranoia goes in, and the engagement is online.
Engagement online. Whitmer gonna go down. Cutler good for 2. Great headshots back to back off the top rope. And Adrenaline. Great sheriff shots once again. This is their bonus round. Native should have lost this one. Oxygen Academy knocked down to about 20 HP. Gonna rotate through market. Gets slowed for the cause. And nerfed position revealed. Has to put down a smoke and try to get a spike plant for some moolah and potentially one more.
Yeah, what a devastating round for Oxygen Academy. You know, we were hyping these guys up, but thus far, Native Black, you know, they're catching them off guard, and it's because of Whitmer being so aggressive. And of course, who else but Cutler finding their shots. finding those frags just makes it so much more difficult. And yeah, who else but Cutler to seal the deal on that round, get a nice little 3K for their troubles, and that's gonna be Native Black winning the bonus.
Beautifully done, and a massive round to actually take. Native Black, Cutler too, just opening things up with huge headshots back to back, finds one through another off the top rope, off of heaven on A. So you love to see it from Cutler, and this guy's been feeling these headhunter shots all day long. So there's nothing better than a good headshot on LAN, and Cutler currently is sitting at 8-0.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Adrenaline also hasn't died this game. Meanwhile, all of the members of Oxygen Academy have been killed 3 times thus far. They're going to be forced back onto a save. A lot of sheriffs in hand. Redux going for the Marshal. Redux, honestly, really good with the aim as well. Going to be looking for potential headshots as they do set up onto that A site. Or sorry, they're going to be setting up for a mid push. It's actually the Jet and the Chamber hanging out on this A site, which is going to make it almost impossible for Oxygen Academy to make their way in.
Holding Cat now. Great spot, gets into the corner, will get spotted out momentarily, gets out of there, Cutler, after finding one. Redux takes a bit of damage. Oh, Cutler returns for a second, beautifully done. And this double peek.
Wow.
Rustin definitely not expecting that there. Beautifully done once again by Morghaus, and I'm going to stop saying that.
Yeah, that was honestly just really good positioning coming in from Native Black. They look a lot more rehearsed than they did this morning. I wonder if they've been able to shake off the rust a little bit. Nerf trying to get it, but Morg able to secure the kill. It's going to be 4 rounds in a row for Native Black, feeling so comfortable on this defense thus far. And honestly, when you look at the setups that they've been playing, it kind of makes sense because we know that Whitmer likes to play really aggressive, and they've been comboing Whitmer alongside Cutler. And the fact of the matter is Whitmer can get aggressive, but has enough room to back off, allowing for Cutler to pick up a couple of shots when they're chasing after that Jet. Thus far, that combination has been working great. Of course, as soon as I say that, they're going to be splitting up onto different sides this time around. But Sova doing Adrenaline, been able to slow them down from that B side as well. And of course, you want to keep Houston here with this KO because that fragment can just deny entry on that A site completely. So it's really forcing Oxygen Academy to rethink how they want to push into here, because they're having a hard time getting in on this site. Although this time around, they're able to get quite a bit of mid presence.
Verno leading the way. Houston knows there's a presence. Pop flashes, doesn't see anything, and continues to hold this location. Not a bad idea overall. Receives a pop flash, finds one, almost lines up for the second, but Verdi returns. 4-on-4 still. Oxygen Academy have the KO ultimate, have the Omen ultimate. Verdi finds him on the high ground. Blind coming out from Morghaus. He can't escape, and now stuck at Dice. How does he play this, Morg? Wrapping around the boxes. Oh, tries to connect, but Verdi is good for 3, down at 6 HP. He's kind of hoping he dies so he can get rezzed, but only one member of Native Black remaining, and that's going to be Adrenaline with the Odin into Nerf's brain. Huh?
Okay, see, I was about to say it would have been possible. There was a world where Adrenaline was able to win that just because the members of Oxygen Academy were so low. It would have just taken one stray bullet and it would have been over. But unfortunately, just looked the wrong way, able to capitalize on there. And that's going to be the first round that Oxygen Academy are going to be getting on the board. A very important one for them to start to feel like they're a part of this match, because I'm going to be honest with you, Native Black have been looking phenomenal. Maybe the confidence was getting a little bit too big there, but Oxygen Academy finally clapped back. Doesn't matter though. Native Black more than happy to rebuy all of their weapons. They're feeling nice and pretty. Whitmer gonna be, oh, never mind. Redux is gonna be the one. Wow. But look at that, Rustin coming out on top from Adrenaline. Turns out this Odin is gonna be working better on the offense than the defense.
Yeah, loves to see that. It's rare, but it works out. Morg in the corner, full flash, and a great follow-up by Redux. Timings were just on point from OXG Academy. And when you talk about a roster that's been together for a while and know how to operate, you think of OXG, but Houston pushing into Wine finds the second onto Generator, and Verdi claps back. Oxygen Academy currently with a 3-2 lead, make it a 3-1 as Verdi finds the third mid-air on a Whitmer. Beautiful shots.
Absolutely, that was just clean. No, but once again, see, we talk about Oxygen Academy. You said it best. This team has played together. And I don't think that there was a clearer instance of that than what we just saw on this round. Look at the combination of just utility that they used. Houston really came out on top because they weren't expecting him to be in wine. But yeah, it was just so clean as soon as they found their momentum. And it was just so easy for Oxygen Academy to walk that one in and get that spike down. Well, actually, no, they didn't get the spike down. They just fragged out and won the round that way. So a very important momentum shift for them. And already the 0 point going to be tossed out. The fragment though misses, or no, it clears out the corner there. That was intentional, and Redux is already on site.
Org on site. Verno pushed out lane, finds one in the CT. That's huge. 4-on-4 here. Redux. Oh,
what?
Messy. But comes out on top. Whitmer can't capitalize on that at the close range. Houston, good with the frag for one onto Redux, and that KJ is very low, but she has her lockdown.
Yeah, still there. Oh, Nerfed in a great position, getting one, but Adrenaline trades it back. 1v2.
Spotted out by the alarm bot, will be vulnerable. Verno back sight, and of course the KJ close on the left here. Gonna split Adrenaline's attention as soon as he tries anything and gets clapped. Rustin, great headshot there in Oxygen Academy. A third, making a 1-round game.
Yeah, they're starting to feel themselves. Oxygen Academy are right back into this one. I love that post-plant positioning. You know, you always keep one back on B, just a little bit further back, so that when the team moves in there, then you're going to be good. That member was Verno, I do believe. And the thing was like, Verno thought about it, could have peeked a little bit earlier, but you want to maximize as much time to really make the defenders think that, oh, it's clear for me to just walk in onto site, and then you can whip out around the corner and be like, surprise, as you spray them down. So excellent patience there, and just gets rewarded with a couple of picks, making it a lot more possible. Oh no, Adrenaline gets the headshot wallbang onto Rustin to start this round out. You hate to see it, but it's been a tale of 2 wallbangs coming in on that B side.
Moving now onto the A site, taking the spike to Jenny for the plant. Redux holding the drop, dodging the flash. Great jump up. Beautifully done.
Such good comboing of utility, once again coming out from Oxygen.
Yeah, 4-on-4 now. Verdi waiting for the site presence. Holding the door. Morg's got the omen. Just gets denied on that blind by the suppress. Nerfed trying to connect, and he does successfully through a wall. Verdi watching and waiting for the door push. Uses the suppression. Connects on nobody. Gets no info.
One enemy remaining.
Nerfed good for 2 there. Verdi finds result. Color 6 shot as Nerfed finds a third and ties things up.
Oh man, all right. Oxygen Academy, they're in their momentum. And I love to see that, honestly. Okay, yeah, we're getting a little bit of a defensive timeout coming in from Native Black, but I just want to really say that was such a smart null command coming out there. Usually you see the null command come in on the, what do you call it? You see it come in, oh, we're going to engage onto site. Let's pop that null command. That way they can't use any abilities to slow us down. But the fact of the matter is they had easy entry onto that A site and were able to get themselves set up nice and easy. And then, okay, the players are coming back. 4 of them are ready to push in here. We can break their economy if we win this round. Oh, pop the null command. Suddenly everything just gets shut down. And you saw how scary it was to push around that one-way smoke without anything to teleport in, flash out. You can't do anything. And so that null command really just forced the defender's hands to have to funnel their way into heaven. And as a result, it was just an easy match after that one. If they tried to peek through that door, it wasn't going to be happening. So I love that idea coming out from Verdi. And that null command really just sealed the nail on the coffin for the round. And Oxygen Academy, they're back into their flow. They're looking pretty darn good. And now they've just taken a lot of hits at the economy of the other team. So Oxygen Academy looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good. 4-4. It's a tied up game. And like you said, momentum on the side of OXG Academy. Taking 4 in a row after Native Black took 4 in a row earlier in the game. Good defensive timeout. It's a great time to do it just because, hey, let's stop the momentum for a second. Let's think about what we're going to do moving forward. We're putting Cutler on that operator, and we've got the Morg ults. That's that Omen stuff, and detected here. This is great. They know that there's a presence. Morg is also spotted out. Returning util, always a fan of that. The presence, however, from Native Black looks like they're trying to take some pressure mid.
They're going to be getting the space as well. Rustin already so far in. Paranoia does come out here, and they're trying to contest this. Houston got a couple of bolts into Redux.
Redux Around the corner, great shots onto Houston. Morg puts the smoke down and decides to double down in tree in a close spot, really close spot. Breaks the drone, tries to get the crouch peek on a Redux, but Redux is expecting it and ready as the lockdown goes down. It's there in Pizza to try and clear out some area here.
Oh, but Cutler doesn't miss those. Able to catch Rustin. That's going to be a huge pick. You could just tell Oxygen Academy are a little bit scared to push it onto any of these sites. I don't know what they're thinking, but they've got a lot of space on A if they want to make use of it. Looks like it's going to be B, and Adrenaline finds Verdi.
Beautifully done. Adrenaline now back Boathouse. And 1v2 on the site. Finds one, finds a second. Beautiful headshots back to back. Nerfed in a 1v2. Coming from CT. The drone is out. He's going to have to deal with it, and he spots the spike. He also spots Whitmer, who, with a better sidestep there, gets the best of Nerfed and puts Native Black back in the lead.
Yeah, wow, that's good. And of course, who else but Whitmer? Whitmer really fast with it. Has been getting shut down as of lately, but we've seen Whitmer just go really aggressive and be able to find picks. Whitmer is the type of Jet player that doesn't just kind of hang out in the back and expect these long range duels. Whitmer is the type of Jet player who wants to get into the action and just frag out, just swing that mouse around, find as much value as you possibly can. And that finally got highlighted a little bit more on that last round. Not afraid to take some of those duels. Meanwhile, Cutler, of course the one who's playing a little bit further back, has just been absolutely turning it up with the operator and now has a tour de force in hand.
A little scary. Adrenaline still holding backside. Beautifully done. Gets Redux. Is just being a menace back in the Boathouse. Finds two. Back to back. Uses the drone. Sees the third. Doesn't tag him properly. Recon for the scan. Not going to find him either. Shock darts onto backside. Forces him into an awful spot. Rusted. Wrecked. And Houston finds the last one. Native Black. Adrenaline really just putting on a clinic in backbone.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because we've been seeing round and round again, Rustin versus Adrenaline going through that cardboard wall, who can shoot who first. This time around, Adrenaline, completely different look, just hanging out on the back of the site, just like you said, and it's just so smart with the utility, using the recon bolt almost as a distraction in order to swing out, and just anchoring down that site. The fact that Oxygen Academy haven't been pushing him together is the reason why Adrenaline is able to get away with literal murder. And so they need to be so careful if they want to push onto that B site, because they're going to be expecting that. But as soon as I say that, they've actually rotated it, and Adrenaline is going to be hanging out on A. Not expecting this. Whitmer already so far forwards though.
Oh, Whitmer taking so much space, smoked off top mid and tries to reposition his aim towards Link, but gets punished for it as Verno, they clear out the smoke that's in front of them. Try to push. Is that Verdi with an operator at close range, or is that the Vandal? I can't tell in the third person perspective. I'm a little concerned about that. Morg, with paranoia in hand, sends it out and goes back as Adrenaline opens things up with the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, and Adrenaline able to find Redux is actually huge. Verdi, though, walking forwards here, gets two, looking for that third onto Adrenaline, sprays through, but Adrenaline wins that one out. Now, Spike is going to be down 2v3 on the retake.
Pop smoke. I mean, pop smoke. Pop flashes.
Love that guy.
Ready to rock.
Ready to wrap.
Adrenaline around the right. Verno returning with the recon. Connects and Rustin good for two from the back. Oxygen Academy at 5-6, keeping it a one-round game.
Last round before the switch.
All right, last round before the half. Native Black currently in the lead 6-5, but Oxygen Academy really have an opportunity to potentially tie up this series before the half here. We're gonna get a nice replay. Verdi just in the right place at the right time. The Hunter's Fury kept their attention, and then of course Rustin comes up from behind. It seems like that little spot right there is genuinely the Achilles heel of Native Black. You know that of Native Black. And so you know that they're going to be looking a little bit more carefully at that specific angle for this A-side push. But Oxygen Academy want to keep this momentum going forwards. The 0 point goes in, but is going to be traded for yet another 0 point. Just grab that ultimate orb to allow that null command to come online. And now they're going to be backing up to get the spike before they potentially hit that B side, which could be good off of the null command.
Taking their time, OT Academy looking for the full rotate over to the B side. However, they don't really have too much info on the actual site itself. Cutler, operator, posted in main. Goes for the wide swing. It swings right past Cutler, and they're safe. The lockdown not going to go down. It's actually the null command, as you had mentioned earlier. Rustin finds one on the way out. Cutler reposition, finds another. He can't get out, though, and he misses the flick. Nerfed finds the headshot. The connection is there, and OXG go for the plant.
Whitmer has an operator as well, but the spike is now going to be down. Nerfed in the ratty position. See if he can get something.
Wood pays off. Nerf finds one. Houston returns. Native Black looking for a 2v3 retake and a 2v2 now. Houston's popping off, and he util for the man himself. Whitmer with the turnaround finds the shot, and now Verno and a one-on-one as Whitmer is trying to stick the defuse. Spike is getting tapped, and the shots through the wall are good.
All right, well, that's a great round coming out from Oxygen Academy. They're able to tie things up 6-6 in this first half. We're going to be throwing to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have the second part of this map just after.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got the second half of the Native Black versus Oxygen Academy semifinals matchup for you, straight from the Chicago LAN. This is the Nerd Street Gamers Summer Champs qualifiers. I'm Jim Basco, joined by Marks.
Well.
And we are all tied up 6-6 as he goes in backwards expecting the flash, but Redux instead meets an untimely death.
And that's classic Whitmer play right there. We saw this aggression earlier from Native Black, and honestly, it was just Whitmer going in. Not a care in the world. Unfortunately, does get punished by Nerf. And that was a common theme that we've seen on the last couple of rounds. But look at this. Native Black, they're on the site already. The swarm grenades are going to activate, but they should be able to get the spike down.
Should be able to get the spike down. Rustin up in heaven with the classic.
One enemy remaining.
Not been planted just yet, but Cutler's fine. He doesn't care. He's hitting the shots. And the spike finally going planted at Jenny. As Verno takes a bit of damage, gets suppressed as well. And is just hoping for one kill here.
I don't know that that's going to be possible. Just steps out of the way of the shock dart there. But in a 1v4 scenario, you've already lost quite a bit of HP. Unless you're just going to be clicking heads, I don't think it's going to work out pretty well. But this has been an excellent round coming out from Native Black. You know, we talked about Whitmer playing that aggression, and Oxygen Academy completely took the bait. They all rotated over, which allowed for this 4-man firing squad to get themselves set up. It's looking like the beginning of Lion King with all those meerkats just kind of hopping out of the ground. Because, yeah, all of Native Black were watching that just for that 1 second where they were able to get the frag. And a great pistol round once again coming out from Native Black here. Excellent stuff. Look, it's Whitmer. Who else but Whitmer?
Yeah, a little awkward on the entrance. Native Black taking the pistol round again, echoing the first half. Kind of weird. You can look at the scoreline. Native took 4 in a row. Oxygen took 4 in a row. Native take 2 in a row. Oxygen take 2 in a row. Odd. Interesting. And I wonder if that'll repeat itself as Native look like they're setting up a B push and instead are ready for this mid aggression.
Look at that. Whitmer already goes up there, but now stuck in the fragment, has to push out, immediately gets punished for it. It's a good way to start up the round if you're Native Black here. Now just looking for more picks, able to find one under Rustin.
One enemy remaining.
Good shots, Houston. Good for 3 and now nerfed. Top mid, good for 1. Can line up the shot. Can he find another? Cutler just holding on in link. Goes for the wide swing. Gets him with the crouch. Hits the uncrouch. Finds the headshot. Beautifully done. And they don't get the plant money on top of it. All good. It was an eco round for Oxygen Academy. This is going to be their first buy round. Native Black on a bonus here. Opportunities are plentiful. On the first half, we saw Native Black kind of win this bonus too. And the one after. So...
Yeah.
Even though it should be a confident victory in this round for Oxygen Academy, anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see that they're not even able to buy up full shields here. Oxygen Academy will have those rifles though, so they're looking to potentially slow things down. But Cultured, so aggressive and immediately just gets punished. Didn't jump far enough, and it's a crouching Verdi who's going to find that kill.
Whitmer takes a lot of damage and repeaks. Nerfed is ready for it though. Gets the strike there. Native Black on their back foot for sure as Houston tries to take some space up catwalk. With Spectre in hand. Oh, catches Verdi lacking for just a moment. And that's exactly what they need. However, Adrenaline hopping out of that smoke. I can't say that's exactly what they needed there. As Morg goes down, Nerfed finds a third. And now Houston left in a 1v4.
Able to find one, but Nerfed is ready to swing that one out. And unfortunately, it just works out really well for Oxygen Academy. I liked how they played that. They took really long duels, and it just kind of seemed like it was a little bit of overconfidence coming in from Native Black. Maybe they just needed to make sure that they could find an easy pick, a cheeky pick every now and then. But Oxygen Academy, they just had the better arsenal on their side. And as a result, they're going to be able to find these long-range picks and able to just make that one happen. Regardless, though, you know, bonus round. Native Black, they're more than comfortable to buy up on this round. And Cutler, he's got that operator, Jim. And we know Cutler has done unspeakable things with these operators in previous rounds. Let's see how he wants to put that one to work. Whitmer already scouting things out. Spots out Nerfed.
Yeah, giving the old updraft shoot while falling and get a headshot challenge a try. Not going to work out. Smokes galore down middle to potentially bait out a rotate from Oxygen Academy out into their spawn. They're not committing on this mid push though, which is really important as Cutler finds Timmy the turret out in B main.
Let's see how they want to play this. I love the positioning that Oxygen Academy have. Verdi could be huge to stall things out. They set up the one-way smoke. Fortunately, it's a little bit too low to the ground, and the pop flash is going to be going through. Yeah, Verdi's got to be able to close that door. The fragment to deny that tree space there, but Verdi and Redux come up mad.
I was about to say the dynamic duo go bonanzas there, but Redux capitalizes on top of Houston. Native in a 2v4. Their lead getting minimized round after round as OXG Academy try their best to lock down defense here. Native kind of at a loss at what to do.
If Cutler got that shot, I would have been like, hey, check his PC. There's no way. And so now Cutler has to lead the charge into here, but Nerfed up top. They've got Redux on the bottom. Yeah, that's going to be easy. And that tree ultimately was the downfall of Native Black. They tried to move in onto that site, but you know what? Verdi just held his ground. They'd have those flashes and had Redux just a little bit further back in order to secure the rest of those kills there. So a great combination of utility in order to secure and push back on what Native Black were trying to achieve there. So good stuff coming out. Once again, you can tell that Oxygen Academy are a team that's pretty well rehearsed. Their comms seem to be working out pretty well because a lot of these combos of utilities to get some of these kills have looked very tight. We don't see that in some of these teams that just get kind of thrown together last minute, but they look clean. Nothing to take away from Native Black either, though, because so far they've been doing an excellent job as Morg already finds Redux.
Four on four. Verno with the recon into B main. Scans one. sending the drone afterwards too. Just wasting time. Adrenaline connects though. Great shots out onto Rustin. Hunter's Fury coming out as Cutler. Great shot out onto Verno. It was a weird angle, but he still comes out on top. Verdi, Market. He's going to be the guardian of that B main entrance. And Cutler has already made it onto the site. This is really awkward as a 3v2. Cutler is directly under Nerf, and Nerf just spots him out. Beautifully done. 2 on 2. 8-8. It's tied up.
And here we go. Nerf uses the global TP to get that information. Although I'm pretty sure they knew. Verdi already there. Morg wasn't expecting that. Just like that, Adrenaline only has that Sheriff in hand. It's not looking very good.
Giving it some time now, too, so that Oxygen Academy don't necessarily commit to the A site because they don't know. They haven't spotted the spike. They haven't heard it. They haven't heard Adrenaline. He could theoretically still be at B, but choosing the right option here, Verdi and co stick together so that they can play whatever site it is as a 2v1. And now the recon out, spike being planted. They know he's on Jenny. How do they play this, though? Adrenaline, Sheriff in hand, going around the left side. Ring around the Rosie. Getting held by Nerfed and Verdi on the right. There it is. Oxygen Academy for 9.
Yeah. And that looked honestly really clean there. Forced out a couple of ultimates on that round, but still just doing a really good job of shutting down the presence onto that B site. And you could tell as soon as Native Black decided to move things over, Oxygen Academy understood that that was going to be the play. And they were very fast at rotating around, which just allowed Verdi to be in a position to punish Morg. Morg got a little bit greedy, had site control, wanted to push into the spawn, potentially catching the rotators around, but as a result got punished. Now we are having a timeout coming in for Native Black, I do believe, and I think this is going to be a good time to try and figure out what you want to run. They were on a bit of a save round last time, but this time around they will have their full rifles, so this is when you want to see them bust out interesting strategies and maybe usurp what Oxygen Academy are doing, because thus far, also too, this has been an incredibly close game, but Oxygen Academy are looking pretty solid on this defense. They're playing off each other extremely well.
Really, just like you mentioned, their timings are so tight. And that's the key of a well-oiled team, a well-functioning team, is that the timings are tight, they're playing off of each other really well, and they are clearing each other's angles for them. And that's what we're seeing from both of these squads. It's really beautiful. Cutler, hard carrying, hard anchoring for their team at this point, but he seems to be playing, the rest of his team seems to be putting him in that role, right, where he's able to find these frags time and time again, currently leading the way at 20 and 10, with the next person being Houston at 14 and 12.
Yeah, and I just want to say that we've talked multiple times about how Whitmer loves to be super aggressive, but I think Oxygen Academy are really doing a good job of keeping that in check. And just like that, that's a lot of information. Verno knows they're coming.
Knows they're coming. What does he do about it, though? Redux, operator in hand, connects on the head, and the repeat is coming. Not going to connect as Morg finds 2 back-to-back and finds a 3rd through a wall. That is impressive now. Native already out onto the site. Can they get the plant, or are they going to continue fighting in CT, and Rustin stops the spike from making any progress?
Yeah, but Rustin is going to be the last member standing. Has to go 1v2. Thankfully, Morg was able to pick it up. Only has 2 HP. Could be tickled down, but not expecting Houston to be hanging out over there in market. Going shopping for some kills. Native Black tie it up once again. It's 9-9 still as the series continues to carry on. This is so close, and it's only map number 1 so far, Jib.
I still can't believe it. It's only map number 1. 9-9. We've played 18 rounds heading into the 19th. The game's all tied up. And as we head into this next round, we're looking at buys, and for both teams, we're just shy of perfect buys across the board, right? We've got some ultimates to work with, lockdowns and blade storms namely, and of course the Omen TP.
Woo!
Tough for Redux, gonna have to back on out of there.
Whitmer almost got taken down too. That was 2 body shots. Needed 1 more to secure the kill there, but still Nerf doing a really good job of holding things down. Whitmer with the blade storm of their own though, gets punished by Nerf.
Yeah, Bladestorm's not finding any value in that round whatsoever. However, Whitmer ultimately going down is worse. Oxygen Academy on the defense, just waiting now, metering their aggression, taking time. A minute left on the clock here.
And this is something I've noticed from this native black offense is they haven't really been taking mid control. They really do just prefer to push the sites dry. And this is the first time that we're going to see them actually push through mid, but Verdi, not expecting it, gets taken out.
Cover going out.